So what's up, guys? I'm back again. I'm making this video irrespective of the Grammys and the questions people have been asking, and I just wanted to put my 2 cents to it. So the Grammys happened on Sunday, right? And there have been so many conversations coming up, and the fact that Cesar Solana lost her, album of the year for SOS to Taylor Swift Midnight. Now, mind you, this is Taylor Swift's fourth win, and it's a whole other conversation to say Midnight doesn't deserve the album of the year. Like, nobody in their right minds is gonna have Caesar's SOS up with Midnight by Taylor Swift and give Taylor Swift the better album. It doesn't make sense anywhere. But we're at the Grammys, so obviously for them they think it makes sense. Now, since then people have been having conversations like, what does it take a black woman? What does a black woman have to do to win this? And the reason why they're saying is because most of the black people that have been top notch in the industry have been women recently. Talking about Beyonce, Rihanna, Nicki Minaj. You talk about the black artists, they've been the one topping and doing well, like Kendrick Lamar, Jay-Z, Kanye West. Like, a lot of them, they don't have album of the year. So people are asking, like, what does it take for a black person to win it? What do black people have to do? What does a black woman have to do to win this award? Even though they might have the best selling album of the year, having the best most critically acclaimed album, has the best visuals, have the most successful singles, have the highest sales, have the biggest tours, have everything around it, and they still will not win. And people have been clamoring using the Jay-Z statement. By the way, I'm going to be talking about the Jay-Z statement in a different video. So they've been saying this, and Matthew Knowles came out and he said Columbia Records is partly due to the reason why Beyonce hasn't won album of the year. And he says that Columbia Records have not done what they're supposed to do. The campaigns they're supposed to do for Beyonce, the movements and everything they're supposed to do, they've not done that. That they are campaigning for Harry Styles and campaign for Adele, but not Beyonce. And people are like, oh, why would you do that? And people are like going to racism straight up. It is not racism, and this is why. Now, let me explain this very simple in ABCD terms. Now, Adele, okay, is an artist of Sony Columbia Records, right? Harry Styles is an artist of Sony Columbia Records. They signed a deal. So that means Columbia Records actually sponsors their music videos, pays for studio sessions, pays for promotions, pays for the music recording, pays for everything in pocket. So that means while the songs come out and they're distributed, Columbia Records, after profits, they have a 65% share of their work, right? That's the artist. So they do this for Adele and Harry Styles, because these are their artists. With Beyonce, since 2010, Beyonce has had a distribution deal with Columbia Records. She's not an artist under Columbia Records, although you might see her there, but she's not officially their artist. She's distribution. She has a distribution deal, with them, not real artists, right? So that means she funds her music videos, her songs, her records, her productions, everything is done in-house with Parkwood, which is her own imprint, her own record label. This is why I'm saying that since 2010 that Beyonce had been sabotaged. When she decided to go solo, decided to have her own record label, her album 4 was leaked, and her album 4 was supposed to be one of her biggest albums after I Am Sasha Fierce as of that time, right? And then it was leaked. That was the first time Beyonce's album was leaking to that extent. It was leaked. People were purchasing it free and getting it free and everything. And if you were to add the reported sales, illegal sales of that album with what it had now, 4 would have sold anything from 25 million to 30 million albums worldwide. That would have been one of her biggest albums. But it didn't do that. So she was sabotaged for that reason. I think there were some disgruntled elements that were not happy that she was going, independent. Now, having a distribution deal with Columbia entails that when everything goes up and they distribute the music out there and the profits come in, they only make 25 to 35% of it. And they don't have any rights to her tours. Contrary to what some people would like you to believe, they don't have rights to her tours. They don't have rights to her merchandise. What they have rights to is the music, because every other thing comes through her. And she actually sells through her website, and then she partners with people she wants to partner with, like Flannel and Amazon, to actually sell if she wants bigger distribution. So every other thing comes through her. So this record label knows this. So one thing that comes in with the Grammys, now people say, what does Grammy does for a person, especially when you win Album of the Year? It elevates you in the music industry. It's like a status. You understand me? And let's just say, the ring to it is like, oh, Grammy award winning artist. Like we've seen how even artists that you don't know, once you call me artist, like, this is a Grammy award winning artist, you're like, who is that? And they got your attention. So Grammy award winning artist, Grammy album, it has a ring to it. It elevates them. And when it elevates them, it puts them in more seats. They're able to sell more shows, they're able to sell more records, they're able to have more recognition. They end up being like staples in the industry through things like that, especially if they're consistent. And who reaps the benefits of that? Record label, Columbia Records. They reap the benefits of that, and they make not just the benefits, but they are reaping about 60 to 65% of the gains that come from it. With Beyonce, on the other hand, they are only going to reap 30%, which doesn't do much for them as a record label. So you would see why they would like push Harry and Adele. It's a numbers thing. Like they have stakeholders, they have sponsors, they have board meetings, and it's going to be like, who are we going to gain more from? A record, an artist that is under a record label, or an artist that has a distribution deal. Like Adele is big, Harry is big. They're not as big as Beyonce, but still, no matter what happens, they're gonna get more with these people. It's the money. So it's not a thing of racism or anything. It's just that is just it. You understand me? And Beyonce has refused to play the game. Probably if Beyonce has chosen to play the game, probably they would play the game in her favor. But she has refused to play the games, and that's why when I see all these Illuminati conversations and she's a queen of this and everything, I'm just like, I just love people because they are very clueless. They do not know that Beyonce, the reasons why she's doing all this groundbreaking album, changing the way things are, you guys would not understand the level at which Beyonce has been blackballed in the industry. The fact that she's still excelling is because she's a person that always finds a way. You guys don't see that. Probably you guys want the she has fallen story so that you guys can laugh first, and then you now come and support her back up, and you now be proud of yourself and say you were part of lifting Beyonce back up. But you have not been able to have that chance, so probably it bothers you guys so much, and that is why she will never let you guys see her sweat. But she has gone through a lot behind the scenes that you guys don't know, and she has taken those falls so that other people can have that. She has done groundbreaking albums. She has shifted the status quo. She has changed so many ways in which music is being released in the industry, and she has done that because she is not willing to play the game of the industry. So it's very simple. That's just a very good explanation. And for those of you that don't understand, well, even if I've explained like what a Grammy does, just think about somebody in a corporate office or in the corporate world. I'm a Nigerian, and in the corporate world, when you go to school, for instance, you get your BSc. Depending on the course you are doing, you get your BSc. Now that BSc can get you into some doors, it can get you some positions, but it will not be able to give you some promotions, right? Except maybe you've stayed for a very long time. Now you go and you get your master's degree in a course. That means you're a master of this course. So what does it do? It pads your stats, it pads your certificates. It lets people know that, this guy has this, and it can give you that edge that even if you don't get a promotion, you're on your way to getting that promotion because of that. Now you get that, and then next you go and you have your PhD. You're a doctor's of philosophy in certain spaces, and you already know what happens is that people are like, oh wow, this guy has a PhD. Your CV, you're padded already, And even if you have not been able to be put in those positions, you are already equipped for it. And once it comes, it's just going to be an easy road to that. And then you go further, you're doing more PhDs, having more professional courses added to your, to your CV, curriculum vitae, and then you go and you add all these things together. And before you know, some people even grow and they reach a stage where it's like, okay, I have to be a manager now, I'm going to go for management, and they go and they add management courses to their degrees. And what that does for them is that it just gives them this point for them to reach their highest point of their career. Like, you are doing certain fields and you are at that highest point. So it's just something like that. So I feel like this explanation is going to go a long way for you guys. So if you guys like this video, like and subscribe and share the video as much as you can. Support a boy, okay?